Good afternoon. Welcome back to Cool Talk with Brown's Heating and Air. Hope you have had a great week and have caught up on all our episodes. They're starting to pile up, so I'm hoping if you've tuned in late to adding our podcast within the last couple of weeks, I hope you've had a chance to go back from episode one and listen for my history on and several interviews in between. I thank you for continuing to listen. I hope that the information we bring is really value to you as a homeowner, as a business owner, and that's my goal this year. What I want to talk about today is some maintenance, heating and air maintenance. Why heating and air maintenance is very important, and why that's one of the main things we forget as homeowners. Because the purpose of preventive maintenance on your heating and air system is to keep it up and running all season long, prevent breakdowns while operating at top efficiency. Because you rarely see your HVAC system as long as the temperature is maintained. Most 99% of homeowners come home as long as the temperature is good. You forget about it. We get a lot of calls where dirty filters and stuff. People forget to change the filters, so it's definitely forgotten. But it's something that is really, really important uh, for being a homeowner that needs to be taken care of yearly to keep your energy bills down, to keep your system running and prevent breakdowns. It's easy to forget it and neglect it because imagine doing that with your car. You never have the oil changed or refuse to take your car in for any kind of tune-up against the until the engine light comes in. You can't expect that to last very long if you wait on the engine light. So just like a car, when you see you get near the 3,000 miles, you change your oil. And a lot of studies show that our normal runtime for heating and air systems runs 2 to 3 times more than the average car does a year. So just imagine how many times we change the oil and get our cars cleaned up and rotate the tires and change the transmission fluid. Just think of that as your heating and air system running 2 to 3 times more than your car, and most people never clean their systems. We do have a ton of members in our business at Brown's Heating and Air that we do them twice a year, and it's definitely needed twice a year, in my opinion. You get a lot of benefits for doing annual cleanings. You don't think about it, but your heating and air system in your home is the number one filter uh, for your house, for which you're breathing, for which you're sleeping and breathing in through your lungs, that's your number one, the only thing filtering the air in your house. And if you're not cleaning the coils and the filters on them regularly, it builds up, and a lot of people this past year with the pandemic and COVID definitely took that very seriously. Our cleanings definitely increased this year with people wanting to get stuff cleaned. But it's not just COVID. You can get mold and bacterias and you can get dust particles. All that gets in your ductwork and your coil, and if it's not cleaned properly, you breathe it and it's not healthy. Um, the main benefit getting your system cleaned is your energy bills. And people think, how's that going to lower my energy bill? Well, just think about if your coil or your filter is dirty. Everything in your heat and air system is electrical. It pulls amperage, and anytime you pull, the more amps you pull, the more kilowatts you use, the more your electric bill goes up. So if your coils are getting dirty and your blower wheels are getting dirty and they start overamping, it's going to put pressure back on your compressor. That's going to overamp, and that's going to cause your energy bills to go up. So coming in there, every 6 months, spraying these coils down and pulling the blowers, getting all the dust and dirt out so they can run freely and lower amperage will definitely keep your energy bills lower, especially in the hottest part of the summer or the coldest, in the winter. And a lot of people don't think about that, but your winter bills are usually higher because of your electric heat backup. So if your heat pump is running at ease, it keeps the electric heat from running as much. Um, Cleaning these things too, we always come in and we like to, check all your wire connections, clean your coils, like I said, clean your drains. You got to think there's always a P-trap on your air conditioner if water's sitting in that year round it starts to create a muck and dirt combined together, and it can clog your drain and cause water issues, which can shorten the life of things, and also leak water on your attic ceiling or your basement floor. Um, this maintenance that we like to provide, we do see a very increase in our results that of preventing catastrophic breakdowns. We do see that we are preventing big breakdowns that are cost customers a lot of money, because we don't want to have a breakdown that we could come in and say, well, if you had this cleaned and checked regularly, we might have prevented that, because it's an unexpected cost, when most of the time it hits in the hottest part of the day on the summer, and near July 4th, and then something that you can clean in the spring. So we like to clean them so we can prevent those. We can get longer equipment life, safer equipment operation as well. A failing HVAC system does more than cost a lot of money to repair. It also can endanger your family. For instance, if the furnace develops a crack in the heat exchanger, like a gas furnace or oil furnace that you don't know about, carbon monoxide gas escapes, and that's poison in the air that you breathe. Also, electric heating and air systems can develop a short circuit, which is serious fire hazard if ignored. When they get dirt and dust built up on them, we have had them catch fire before. So it's a lot of things people don't think about as well, that needs to be done regularly, like your car maintenance. So you want your car to run forever. I want your heating and air system to run forever. So maintenance is a huge pet peeve of mine. We do a lot of training with the guys on how to clean them properly, check things properly, make sure they're running 110% like they're supposed to be running. There are some things you can do at home yourself, um, to help prevent breakdowns and keep your system clean. Of course, um, you need to plan to schedule your annual maintenance once the spring is coming. Is most best time to do is in the spring. But some things you can do yourself, like I said before, is you can change your air filter monthly. Um, I know there's a lot of filters out there. They say are 3 months, 4 months. There are some that we install that can go 4 to 6 months without changing. They're about 4 inches thick. But most of your filters you get from Lowe's or hardware store or Walmart or wherever, I would do monthly, because the more you can keep that clean, the more we can keep the dirt off the coil and overamping your system. Remove debris from outside units. A lot of people, we do see a lot of times people mow grass and throw grass clippings on the unit, and that just clogs the coil. So try to keep trees and bushes and grass clippings away from your outdoor unit. And every now and then you'll see dirt build up. You can hose down your outdoor unit casing to keep the dirt from sucking in. Don't put any real direct pressure in on the coil, but you can clean the cabinet. Um, Keep supply and return registers unblocked from rugs and furniture and toys and beds. Let them open and let them breathe freely, because if that's breathing freely and pulling your return air back freely, it's easier on your system. So there's a lot of things too. We could, when we come out, we check your thermostat, make sure it's calibrated good. We tighten electrical connections, anything that can be oiled and lubricated to run better. The drains we clean and adjust the blowers. Issues with the blower can decrease your equipment efficiency up to 15%. So making the right adjustments for airflow and getting the dirt out is a main key for your heating and air system to run better. We like to clean the coils, the indoor and outdoor coil. They suck in a lot of dirt, especially outside. You got to think if it's dusty and in a drought or a lot of dirt around it, when that unit comes on, it's sucking air. So if anything's stirred up around it, it sucks right into that coil. So there's a ton of things need to be done. So I would definitely recommend getting at least one a cleaning. You don't have to join a membership. We don't force that on anybody, but at least once a year, call and get your system cleaned. And since the pandemic, I know a lot of air quality has become a huge need in the area and in schools and churches and especially in homes. We do before the pandemic we do carry a thing called a Remy Halo that we install in the ductwork, and it comes on and creates some hydrogen peroxide molecules that they use in like surgeon rooms and stuff in the hospital. But it's mixed in your air, and it's designed to eliminate sick building syndrome risk by neutralizing odors, particulates, air pollutants, VOCs, which is chemical odors, smoke, mold, bacteria, and viruses. This thing is also designed to kill the flu on contact. They've also tested it against COVID, which it kills COVID 99.9% of the time within 5 minutes of contact. So that is really good on the air. What it does is just purifies your air with a UV light plus the hydrogen peroxide molecules, so that when you breathe better, just like fresh air in your house, and it's just cleaned through your heating and air system and kills all the bad stuff. It gets rid of it'll kill like the bird flu, strep, MRSA, and we've installed a ton of these and had a lot of people that get them that have normal seasonal allergies call us back and say that it's cut down on doctor visits. We've had people with bad asthma and lung issues call and say they've been able to sleep better. So definitely in your area, if you're not in Virginia, if you're in this area, ask your local heat and air provider about air purifying systems. If you're in Lynchburg, we got plenty of flyers on it. We can bring it to cleanings. There's some other things in your house that you need to check. Older houses, I know a lot of people, we go up in attics and sometimes your insulation value has decreased or settled. For a few $100, your local insulation company come out and fill your attic with insulation. That'll help keep your house, more energy efficient. Making sure you have a attic fan up in the roof of your house that pulls the hot air out of the attic when it gets to a certain temperature. Insulating water lines and stuff around, if it's in a basement or crawl, and wrapping them to keep the heat in so your hot water lasts longer. So there's a lot of things that people can forget to check, that we try to bring up on when we do an inspection, to help you. The more efficient your house is, the less your energy bills are, the more comfortable you are. So definitely, that's one thing we just wanted to talk about today. It's getting close to spring. I hope you, if you haven't had your system cleaned in a while, you do call us. If you're Lynchburg surrounding areas, 434-610-4373. Go ahead and call us and line that up. Spring's a perfect time to do it when changing seasons. We do have membership plans with a lot of benefits, no overtime fees, 10% on repairs, off on repairs, no overtime fees, meaning nights, weekends, holidays. Usually you get overtime rates where if you're a member and at least getting it cleaned twice a year, you don't get you get charged the normal rate, even if it's on 4th of July or Christmas. So you get priority service. So if you call and you're a member, we try to guarantee to be you within 48 hours. So within 2 days, if it's the busy season, you go to the top of the list of getting fixed. So there are a lot of benefits to this. Not only for a clean system, but for a better life and health, because health has become a very important issue around. And I know we wear our mask out in public, and we're doing what we're supposed to do, but in home, where you sleep, where you hang out, where your kids are, with the air you breathe through, that is the number one thing that can lead to viruses and spreading through the air and different molecules that we like to take care of and clean before it becomes an issue. So definitely give us a call. If you're not in the area, find your local trusted dealer that does heating and air. Give them a call, because it's well worth it. Usually a one-time cleaning for one system averages in the area from $89 to $130, $130. So for that, and to get it, the whole system clean to make sure you're not going to have any issues is well worth it. For you in the long run. So thank you for listening today, and I hope that was some good information. If you need anything, like I said, call us 434-610-4373 and ask for the tune-up that you want to get the spring maintenance done, and we'll make sure we take care of you and bring some info on this Halo to live a better and healthier life. So thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.